Hi guys, Linda Handmade Iowa. It is Sunday. I don't know what time it is, but I worked on the green file folders that I did the other day, the open spine. I made 2 of them in a previous video, and I stayed up late that night covering all the pages with the kit, and I looked it up on my Etsy. I had purchased it from My Porch Prints, which I think is like 3 gals that have an Etsy shop together. 3 creative minds. How nice is that? It's a lot harder, of course, to decorate your pages once you've done your pockets. And when I built the first ones, I made them without being decorated. So I went ahead and did this one. I put this plate on and I found one of my labels. These, I cannot remember who they're from, but I bought like 3 kits. I think they're called Red Kit. You can see the reds. And I don't know what the other kit was called, but I thought my grandson was pulling up. He has a loud Jeep. But anyway, I'll have to look their labels up because they're really, really good. She's got them like blue, green, red. Who on earth is that? Okay, so anyway, I live in a private area. Where I live, it's private owned. And when people go through, you look. Isn't that weird? Anyway, this is done. The front isn't done. I'm contemplating what to do with this. But the rest of it is all done with. And I put a flip because I had this really cool piece left over. From like a collage page, and I thought, oh my gosh, that license plate's cool. So I turned it into a flip and then covered it on the back side. Golf carts are going around now. It's that time of the year. Everybody's got golf carts. This is upside down. I didn't know that when I put it on, but I don't care because maybe I'll do a corner or something. But this has just got it's all plain except for I added this here because I liked the green and the red. But anyway, this one's just needs something here, or maybe not. So that one's, I'm going to put that aside. I started this one last night, and I wasn't filming, but I'm going to go ahead and film. This is a kit by Digital Fit, and I think that's who I thought the other one was the other night on the videos. I said, I think it's by Digital Fit. This is a kit I purchased from them probably 2 years ago and never used. And I absolutely adore it. Absolutely adore it. Look at these women there. Look Italian or French or, I don't know, cottages. Look at this. This one's a beautiful scene. Look at that. That actually needs to be like this in a signature. But, yeah, look at that. How gorgeous is this? Look at the door. Anyway, I remembered this kit, and I dug through my files and found it. And I'd put this on the cover. I just thought that was really cute with the twine. I could put a plate on here too or something. Then I put this girl here. Look at her. This could be a garden journal. Put this here for the pocket. The pocket. I always do that. I don't know why. So dumb. Let's do the back. How about, should we do plain? Or this beautiful window? What's on the inside? Okay, let's do plain here. This is plain. Let's see. I don't really have anything narrow. We don't want her there. Let's see. The cottage is too, see, I would lose too much of that. I might just leave that. Let's do this. Let's do this cottage here. There's really no rhyme or reason why I do any of this. I'm going to mark like this with my finger because I can. And this is actually, oh, you know what? I think I'm going to go, okay, this is wider than half of this page, so and there's a definite line in the design. So I'm going to go all the way out with it. And I've got a gap here, so I'll put a little band of some kind. We'll figure it out. Yes, we will. Yes, we can. My son and his friend left. They came and helped me with my not water line. I have so much going on in my life. They came and helped me with my electrical that needed to be buried. My daughter showed up with her son. He's 4. And believe it or not, he was so helpful. He got in there and he was digging for worms. I'm like, oh, you need to take some here, because we had to go 2 feet deep across my yard. I mean, I could have hired it done, but my kids are like, we're coming. We'll be there Saturday. I'm like, oh, yes, because electricians get like $100 an hour, and if he's going to stand out there and do that, I can't imagine. He's a one-man show, the electrician. He's got his own private company, so, and I could have hired kids, but I don't know. You know what? I raised my kids. They can come and do some stuff for their mama. So we got it all done. We had tons of food, tons of food. I made a big, huge bowl of potato salad. That's just standard around here. That's just an Iowa thing. That's probably just a Midwest thing. And the boys were happy. They were going to buy some at Walmart, they said. Mrs. Gary's or whatever it's called. And Caleb, his friend, he goes, no, let's wait, see if Mom makes it. He calls me Mom, too. I love it. So they brought great, big, huge, fat hot dogs and some good, good buns. And we had all kinds of salsa and chips. And I bought a big, huge relish tray because I didn't want to stand there. You know, by the time you buy the celery and the carrots and all that stuff, you know, you might as well just pay $10 or whatever for a relish tray. 8, I don't know what I paid. It's so much easier, and your time is worth something. So I grabbed that. My grandson, that's going to be 14 on the 16th, he came and he worked his little butt off. But I have a Blackstone, and it hadn't been cleaned from winter. It was outside, it was in a thing, but it hadn't been seasoned or, you know, wiped down or anything. So he got my Dawn power spray, sprayed it, scrubbed it, cleaned it up. Then he says, I got to season it. So do you have oil? And I gave him oil, and he got it real hot. And then he did all the things. I don't know. He's so dang cute. So he did that, and then he cooked. He said, I'm going to cook. I'm hungry. I just dropped my bone folder. So I don't know. I didn't round these in the other one, but I'm gonna do it. So he did the cooking, and then we had chili, a can of chili, because I cheated. I'm not gonna make chili for hot dogs. So I had a can of chili, and I had a can of nacho cheese, and so we had sauerkraut. The boys wanted sauerkraut. They brought the sauerkraut too. I've never had sauerkraut on a hot dog in my life. Okay, there's that. So we've got this, we've got this, we've got this. We've got the pages. We've got the inside of the back. So I've got to do something here. I could take these out. Let's do that. And, well, let's do this. Where these kids are going around and around with the golf carts. They're a lady clear around the corner from me. She's in the far corner. It's her grandkids, and when they come, they just go around and around and around and around the roads on the golf carts. Because it's private property, they can. They're not supposed to, but they do. Because their age is like too young. But you can't go too fast in here anyway. There's not enough room. What if I go, you know what I'm going to do? Let me trim this quick. Just a hair, I'm just going to guess. Everybody's got graduations, but I'm guessing next weekend, well, in the next couple weekends, everybody will be in here getting their boats out of storage and bringing them in here, and the docks are all in, the boat docks and the lifts. So I am guessing that commotion will be starting soon. All the traffic. That's crooked. Fix it now. This dries fast. 3-in-1. See, I could have removed that string. That would have been a lot smarter. There we go. Okay. I think I will make a pocket there. You know what a cute pocket would be? The green. And this has a hinge. You know what would be cute? Is a flip. Should we do one? Since there's nothing back here, let's do that. Let's cover it first. It's got to be how long? Should we make it all the way? I know I was off camera. You know, you could just do anything. It's a lot easier if you do it. The next ones I do, now that I've done the build on the computer, the next ones I will definitely cover the pages as I go. Look at these edges. There's no white, but you know, it's just, it looks better when you see the dark inking. I love inking. There you go. Okay, so this is going to flip on this. So I need to decorate this, the top. Put this aside. Should we do it plain? Let's do it plain on the underneath. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do it with, I'm going to do the underneath with this, and that would make it really nice for journaling. So I'm going to glue it and then trim. So the boys are gone. It's quiet. I just texted and said, I miss you already. It's quiet here. And they text back, well, the one riding, my son's driver. We miss you too. They love it here at the lake. They just love coming here. And this friend, he lives in Minnesota, but my son lives in Sioux Falls. They live about 50 miles apart. And then, you know, they just have common friends and they hang out and do stuff on the weekends. Well, his friend goes, I hate Sioux Falls. He lives in a little bitty town of about 70 people, 70 houses. He actually bought a bank when he was 14 years old. He bought the bank. The town is unincorporated, so he bought the bank and he started restoring it. It took him 8 years. They completely gutted it. They left the vault. The vault is there with the safe, and he uses it for storage. So the vault is there, and listen to me stutter around. They gutted it. They power washed it because there was mold behind. They exposed the original floors. They tore out all the old years of carpets and all that stuff. And the teller line is still there. That is actually his kitchen counter. The old teller line. The ceilings are, you know, a mile high. He's got pendant lights that hang down. He has an old piano that he restored into a bar. Well, it's not a bar, it's a storage. So like where the keys were is his glasses, and then when you lift the thing up in the back, you know, where the hammers are to the piano, that's where his liquor bottles are. And it's a beautiful piano, but you know, it costs a fortune to tune him, and he doesn't play piano. So that's what he did for one of his furniture pieces. And he's got a lot of plants. It's just really cool. Okay, this is going to go here and flip up. Let's cover it. Should we cover it with this too? Let's cover it with this too. Yeah, and then I can put some tags and stuff on it or something. Stickers, whatever. This is just a craft with me. If you've got one made, you could be joining in and grab your scraps actually and just collage. I always feel like I don't know how to collage. Mitzi's good at collaging. Amy's good at collaging. I don't know how to collage. I feel like it doesn't look good. I don't know. So my Iran lady that I follow, she's Iranian. She's a nomad from a nomadic tribe, which is common. She has 2 boys. I've talked about her before. Her name is Miriam. And she has a little boy. There's 3 boys. One's little. He wasn't even walking when I started watching her last fall. Now he walks. And he's learning to talk, which, you know, I don't know what they're saying. Some of it's translated on the screen, but I do not miss a single day of their episode. And the cameraman, that, you know, there's no income there. It's, you know, there's sanctions against Iran because I'm not going to get into all that, but there's sanctions against countries, so stuff can't come in. You can't mail there. You can't send letters in. You can't mail packages in. There is no Amazon delivery. There is nothing. No U.S. mail can go there. And they're not just U.S., other countries as well. But anyway, you can support her channel by, and I don't, but you can support her channel by, you know, giving $5 or whatever. The average income translated to American dollars is 240 American dollars. That's the average yearly income in Iran, yearly. And her husband is dead. And so she's in the mountains. She's been digging a cave. My friend, my bestie, says, it's a scam, Linda. Not a scam. She says it's fake. She's been digging a cave since last fall. I'm telling you what, she's getting a cave out of it. So if it's a scam, I don't know what house she goes home to, because if you have any brains, you know, when you watch the news, that Iran is just a bombed out mess. And it's very, very, very poor country. And so I love her. I love her. And I watch her every day. And I watch her boys. And they just got bicycles. People donate money. And they say, you know, get the boys this or do that. And the boys just got bicycles. Somebody said, I want this to go towards bicycles. And then people started, oh, I'm not doing that. What am I doing? This is done. So I'm going to glue this on. So they have their bicycles. Now somebody sent money and said, and he goes, in his language, he says to Miriam that one of the viewers, I need a drink, excuse me, donated money for a tricycle for the little boy. And he loves the big bicycles. Of course, he's only a little over a year old. Listen to me. I talk about them like they're my best friends and my neighbors. This just shows you, and he has it at the beginning, that the love, it's basically the love that comes from around the world. Because you can go, if you're ever gone on YouTube, you go up, you're watching YouTube, you go up with your thing, and then you can go over and you can hit the like, and you can go over and see the comments, and the screen gets smaller and the comments are on the other side. So you can read the comments, and English, mine's set for English. So I can read the comments, in English, and then below that are other languages. And I don't know why that always does that. And so, you know, that she's building the cave, and he'll say, one of the viewers suggested you do this or you do that. She has a pickaxe, and she's literally pickaxing a cave. And she's working on the second part of it now. The first part's done. You know, there's people in our country that, in the Southwest, they dig caves, and they're beautiful inside, and they're cool. Like in New Mexico, what do I know? I don't know. I'm just spouting my mouth, but it's cool in there. And in Iran, it's very cold in the mountains, as it is in New Mexico and in our Southwest. You know, it's cold up in them hills. But I love her. She's living in a tent with her children. And the tent blows and the wind blows and they're freezing, and oh my God, I don't know how they do it. So when I had all my trouble this winter and the power went out during the blizzard, I'd go, what would Miriam do? You know, like, what would Jesus do? I texted to my friend, my bestie that I thrift with, because she's like, blah, 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 you better not be giving them money. And I said, I don't give them money. I would like to, though. But I was going to do a green. Should I do green? Let's see what that would look like. Let's just see. If this was a fold up. Yeah, I like this. Let's do that. But I'm not going to have this extra bulk. What would Miriam do? What would Miriam do? Some women are just so strong. You know, I think they're born strong because they've gone through so many wars. Their country's just been war-torn for thousands of years, and they just seem to struggle since they were little. And I'm not knocking being an American or a European or anything, you know. We don't know. Listen to me. I say I'm not going to do this. We don't know what true struggles are. I mean, not really. Not really. Take a hair more off. I have a roof over my head, and that's what I was thinking, you know, when I had plumbing this winter that broke, and the plumbers, you know, I got the water shut off and everything, and then they didn't come till the next day, which is fast, because you wouldn't have that in the city. But I had plumbers the next day, and then they had to order me a water heater, because the space where it goes is smaller. Well, it's a tall water heater, but it's skinny. Not skinny, really. It's 33 gallons, which is all I need. I'm one person. How much freaking hot water do I need? It takes me 3 seconds to take a shower. 5 if I shave my legs. So, anyway, what would Miriam do? She's freaking heating her water. They walk with a wheelbarrow. You should watch it. It's Parsa Pilard is the name of the channel. He's the guy that, and he finally showed himself in one of the videos. He's a very, very cute young kid. I don't know if he's, but the other day he said, I need to go. You know, he says, if it's okay with you, I need to go. He always tells her. He said he had to get to another job, to his job, he said. And I'm sure he gets an income off of it. I mean, he was walking, but he bought himself a bicycle because she's way down an old, icky road. I am not kidding you. And she always has to pay extra to have somebody bring stuff to her. She has no vehicle, she doesn't even have a phone. Oh, why did I do that? Okay, now I've got to round this. Because I forgot. There. Okay, let's do this. Okay, that's enough of Miriam. I'm all done. I even gave the link to her to Mitz. I said, Mitzi, this is what I watch every day when I come home from work. I turn on my YouTube to see what happens with Miriam today. She got a bathroom built too. It's just a square block structure, and they used to use a hole in the ground. Just like in, my daughter was a foreign exchange student to Ukraine, when she was 15, and she's 39. When she was 15, she got to be I had a Ukraine exchange student. Natasha was her name. Natasha Kukla. She was ours. I was married to my husband at the time. So we had her for a couple months. It was an exchange program. And then my daughter went back to her family, and she was there for 30 days. She lost a lot of weight, too, because she couldn't eat their food. It was raw fish with the eyes in it. Not kidding. She lived on Snicker bars. And, we gave her a 300. I can't remember exactly. I think we gave her, my daughter went with, we got her all new clothes, like 2 pairs of pajamas and everything. They don't have washers and dryers. They washed her clothes in the bathtub and hung them out to dry. And it was raining when she was there, and she only had 1 pair of jeans, maybe 2. She had shorts and dresses, but it was cold and rainy, and the family would wash her jeans every day and hang them to dry. Well, they didn't dry because it was cold, and so she would have to wear them a couple days while the other pair dried. And how's that, guys? Now, this could be decorated. But anyway, they went from the village that my daughter stayed in, and there were, I think, 16 kids from our school. It was an exchange through Iowa State University. It was grant money. I think they got like $300 and some thousand to do it, and it paid for the Ukraine kids and their sponsors to come, and then it paid for ours to go back with some sponsors to, be with the kids. And I'm actually going to trim this off. And they went to Kiev it's called actually, from Zhashkiv. That's the village they were in. They rode a bus. The bus didn't have, it had curtains. Bus had curtains. This would be pretty on the back. But anyway, it had curtains in the windows, and it was an 8-hour trip in an old rickety bus. And they went swimming in the Black Sea. She had her belly button pierced, which was a big fight with my husband. He was so mad. Oh my God, he was so mad. And everybody was doing it. I know. Should they jump off the bridge? Are you going to jump off the bridge? No, that's a stupid argument. It's her belly button, okay? She was a good girl. She read the Bible at lunch. She went to church every day. She went on Wednesday nights to youth group. She was just a good kid. She didn't drink. She didn't even date. And so I'm like, it's just the one thing she wants to do to feel included. I just wanted to say, shut up. Sorry about that for being so dramatic on here. But anyway, it was infected when she got there. And she had trouble with it before. Well, we figured out it was the nickel in her, the buttons on her jeans is what she was allergic to. But the Black Sea, they went there for a couple days, and she swam in it, and it cleared it up. How cool is that? But they went to Kyiv, and the stories that she has to tell, I think it was 18 hours to Frankfurt. I don't remember exactly. But they had like armed guards in the airport carrying guns. It's pretty shocking to a little American girl. This would have been, well, she was 15 and she's 39, so it was, her eyes got opened. They had to sit in the Frankfurt, Germany airport for quite a while. I know it was the Kyiv airport that had the guns, maybe, because they landed there. And Kyiv, the University of Kiev, I'm going to say Kiev because that's how I like to say it. It's the sister university to Iowa State University here in Iowa. They're sister universities. And so between the two universities, that's how it came about. So anyway, they got to go to Kiev, and 8-hour ride. And their sightseeing guide there, tour guide or whatever, he made the equivalent of $5 American a month to give tours. And my daughter was bussing tables for $5 an hour at the time. And she's got a wonderful journal where she wrote all this stuff down. They went to the World War II Museum. you know, and I had the barbed wire all around the top with photos of the people in it. And she got to see she wrote all about this, the lamp shades made out of human skin. And I think this is a little long. And gloves made out of skin, soap made out of bones, all those things. At 15, had a huge, huge impact on her life, on how she viewed the world. And, you know, it was a great trip. Anyway, we gave her, maybe we gave her $165, and it transferred to 1,600 grivna was their money, currency. And I didn't know that was going to be like that. I might take a knife to that, but not right now. Maybe I'll just put a label over it. So I need to do this little piece. I need to do the back. Should we just do the back plain? I like it to go this way, though, because I do. So, man, I've rambled today. Anyway, she had money left over. If they had money left over, they gave it to their host families. Her host parents, he was no, he wasn't a urologist. Was he a urologist? I can't remember what the dad did. I think he was a urologist. No, that was the boy, Nicola. Yeah, the sponsor that came, the mom was the English school teacher there, and she came, and her husband, Nicola's dad, the boy, he had a bad crush on my daughter. His dad was a urologist, and they got paid in sugar and vodka. And what they do is take it to the open air markets and trade for what they needed. That's what they did. Because Ukraine, this would have been in the late 90s. Oh, when would it have been? She graduated in 2003. So they traded for what they needed, and then that's where they got to spend their money. She bought like stackable dolls and ceramic statued puppy dogs and perfume. She brought me the best smelling perfume I've ever had in my life. And I think she paid, it was like $1, our money. It was ridiculous. But they had just become their own, and now look at it. They had just become their own nation in like 95, 90 something. They just became free from the Soviet. They weren't part of the Soviet Union, which is not a thing anymore. It's not USSR anymore. I don't know. I'm probably saying this wrong. Forgive me. But it isn't, because it's not a part of Russia anymore. So it's its own free nation, which is the fight, right? To remain free. But so she left. They left quite a bit of money with their families, because it does you no good here. Some of the kids brought back vodka in their suitcase. I don't know how they got that pulled off, but I know that's a fact. I mean, as gifts, not as I'm going to sneak out and drink it. But it was allowed at that time to do that. What about a little bit of flowers? That might be pretty. So here's the problem again. You've got to get it down in there. I might go, next weekend's our Mother's Day. I might go up to my sons. They want me to come up and go junking, thrifting. And it's a city, so I could go crazy. And I told them something that I want to do this year. I am thrifting. I'm a thrifting addict. I love to thrift. It's the hunt. Maybe I don't get anything. I'm obsessed with jewelry and different things. I love to find flower pots or vases that are worth money. I told them, they spend way too much money on me. They spend hundreds because they're single. They don't have kids, him and his friend. I said, I want this year to thrift our Christmas. Let's have a challenge. I mean, I don't want them to spend the money on me. There's nothing I need. Last year I got a shampooer, a green machine from my son. That's one thing. I got about 90 things. Sonic toothbrush thing, all kinds of stuff. They just get all kinds of stuff for me. And it's totally unnecessary. So I said, let's thrift, because they love to thrift. They're crazy about thrifting. And I said, oh, my grandson's here. I'm going to pause. They got kayaks and his little girlfriend.